Welcome to the Creative Content Club podcast with me, Naomi Rose. If you are a business owner who wants to consistently create content that connects and converts into clients, this is the podcast for you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get right into it. Hello, amazing people, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Creative Content Club podcast. I hope you're enjoying these episodes. I'm your host, Naomi, and if you do like them, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, and tell all your amazing friends about it so that I can help more people create content with consistency that converts and connects with ideal clients. Now, before I get into today's episode, which I am talking about the AI shortcut I use to create my content that saves me hours, I actually want to tell you about my free challenge coming up, which is starting next week, Tuesday, the 29th of July. It's a 4-day free challenge and it's called AI to Authentic, How to Create Content That Converts, which is very fitting for today's theme on the podcast. It's like I've planned it. Anyway, the free challenge is going to help you use AI without losing your personality or voice, because I am sick of seeing so many generic copy and paste posts that have come straight out of ChatGPT. And you can use AI to help you in so many ways without losing the most important part of your content, which is you. I'd really love for you to join. I'm going to pop the details in the show notes for you, or come and visit any of my social channels. I am Naomi C. Rose on Instagram and LinkedIn, and Naomi Claire Rose on Facebook, where you'll find links to the challenge. Or just drop me a DM. Let me know you want to join and I'll send it for free. I'm going to show you how you can teach AI to connect with your ideal clients as well as not lose your own tone of voice. We're going to have so many fun challenges. There's going to be games, there's going to be prizes, as well as actionable, easy prompts that you can use to create your content. So we're not just going to sit back and learn. We are actually going to be taking action throughout the challenge, so I can really help you get the most from creating content that converts. And I really love for you to join. So go check that out. Okay, now I'm going to get on to today's episode about how I use AI to shortcut my work and make it easier for me. Now, yes, I know I'm a content creator. I create content and I've been doing it for 20 years, blah, de, blah, de, blah. I get that. I've been doing it a long time. Therefore, I know how many thousands of hours I've spent creating content. I have spent literally probably years doing it. And I love it. Do not get me wrong. I love creating content. I love telling stories. I love bringing out those elements. And I particularly love doing it with other business owners much more than myself. But I honestly do not have time to do as much as that being a business owner these days. When I was employed, it was my job to help either do the content creation myself or help my team to do it and enable them to be able to do it and get the right strategy in place. But I know what, I am a business owner. I don't have the time to sit down and spend hours writing emails. I love them. Don't get me wrong. I could spend hours writing emails. You know me. I'm not a shortcut person when it comes to emails if you're on my email list. But the reality is we just don't have that capacity. We need to focus on the tasks that are going to bring in our business money. Content has to be one of them. It has to be one that works for us. It's the bit that gets us visibility. We all need sales in our business. Without clients and customers, we don't have businesses. But the bit that's going to help us get the sales is that visibility piece. And that's where the content comes in. But generic, copy and paste, bland, boring, polished, perfect content isn't what people want right now. We're in this era where storytelling is essential, where people are wanting to see the reality of things. Reality of TV is through the roof right now. People love docuseries, documentaries, all of that kind of things because they want to see the genuine, authentic people that they are following. They don't want to see this polished, shiny, amazing, perfect side. They want to see the reality because that's what they buy. People want the reality. They don't mind mistakes. We're so afraid to make mistakes and show them. But that is absolutely fine to do because that actually shows you're human, you're real, and you're not afraid to stand up and say, hey, I got stuff wrong. It's okay. The world didn't end. That's what we're there to do. It's owning what we do. So this is how I use AI to create content. And yes, I do use AI to create content because I don't have the time. I am a business owner myself. But I've been learning AI and using AI for quite some time now. And what I have learned, I want to share with you so you can do this too. And particularly in the challenge that I'm doing next week, I am going to go through a lot of this. If you've worked with me before, you know I am a fan of consistency, repetition, and simplicity. They're my three favourite things in the whole wide world. I often say content should be boring. It really should. The creation of it should be. It should be interesting for the people reading it. But for years and years and years, I've said to people, if you're sick of talking about it, you're doing it right. It's about brand recognition, and repetition gets you there. The people receiving what you're sharing don't get bored of what you're saying. They don't, because if they love you and they're your fans and they want to support you, the more you tell the stories and the more they know your stories and can repeat them, the more they will love them every single time. It's like your favourite song. You don't just suddenly listen to it once and it becomes your favourite and that's it, never again. That's exactly the same with content and the people that you are engaged with. If they like you, they like your music. So just keep singing it. I just literally just thought of that analogy. I'm going to totally use that in a post one day. I'm going to write that down, which actually leads quite nicely onto how I'm using AI. So I've got my simple content plan. It's repeatable every week. I use the same plan week in, week out, and I review it. Like we all have to review what we do, and I tweak it, but generally it's on repeat. And AI will help me to come up with some of the ideas to include in that week. So it's like my rubber duck. It's a place where I can go for ideas without really having to sometimes sit down and think about them myself, because I get ideas when I'm walking the dog, I'm in the shower, I am doing my fitness in the mornings, which I do every day. And I don't remember to write stuff down. If I wrote stuff down, it wouldn't make any sense. I am not a good note-taking person. But that's where AI can come in, because I can literally just use it to kind of brain dump stuff sometimes. Like if I voice note it, or I will drop it a thought, or I would do something like that, and it can keep track of all of those ideas. And because I've been working with it for a while, it's got to know my tone, my personality, the phrases I use, the phrases I really hate and gets on my nerves and gives me the total ick that I once did use, and now AI seems to be using them all over the place. I will always keep tweaking it, but it becomes that thing where it knows my plan, and I will build out like a theme a week from that. And that's how I use AI. It gives me the ideas that I can use to create things. So like, for instance, when I am thinking about, I need to talk about AI and how to create content with it, give me some suggestions. It gives me a whole list of them. You could do it for your business too. I'd actually really love it if you think about something that you help your ideal clients with. I'd love for you to go and put in, create me 10 emails about X topic, and let me know what 10 it comes up with. Now, let me just tell you a little secret. They won't be perfect. They won't, because it's guessing to a certain extent. It's giving you its best guess based on the knowledge it has. It's a limited knowledge. It hasn't got your brain, and don't expect it to ever have that. But it will give you that starter for 10, and you can absolutely then tweak it. Like, I can ramble into it for a little while about an idea I've got. And like, I just thought of a really random idea just before I came on this podcast, to do with my dog's many chew toys, which sounds really random, but you know, it will become an email one day. It's going to be parked. Look out for it. It's going to be a good one. I'm trying to sell this. It really sounds weird when I write it like that, but trust me on this one. This is where my best ideas come from, these random moments. Hold me accountable to that, by the way. That story will come out. But this is where AI can be really, really helpful. Like, you can talk into it, you can tell it your tone, and then it can condense everything down into something that makes sense. It can make it all flow, make it all nice and neat for you without losing that tone. The other thing that AI is brilliant for is making your content go further. And what I mean is, it's going back to that repetitability, if that's a word, the repeatable content. Now, I don't just create 365 days of social media content. You know, most days I post on social media, particularly on Instagram. Instagram is the main channel I use because that's where my ideal clients are. And I absolutely love Instagram. It's my favorite channel to use as well, which makes it a lot easier for me to use it. But I don't have the capacity to come up with 365 different content ideas a year. And also my audience and ideal clients and the people following me would get so confused if I shared 365 different content ideas every single year. You don't need to. There is this big myth because of social media that we need 365 content, different ideas every single month, day. You really do not. I would rather you have one content theme topic you talk about every single week, like I do, and turn it into different formats that can be used in different ways. It speeds everything up and it takes your ideal clients on a journey. So when they see your Instagram, they see your LinkedIn, they see your email, they listen to you on a podcast, they see your blog, they see you in a Facebook group promoting your freebie. It all links in together, and that same repetitive, that's hard to say, that same message is being repeated in different ways, in different formats that could easily then become much stronger piece of content for you throughout that period. You could do it for a whole month. You could have a theme a month and talk about the same thing. People aren't going to get sick of that. Like, I've been talking about AI in content for a good 3 weeks now, at least, because of my challenge coming up. And I've been talking about AI constantly. In fact, I've been doing it longer than that, but in kind of testing bits to see where people's thoughts were at, to see whether it's something that actually, if I did a free challenge, would this be useful? Turns out it is. And I've been testing those stories, and actually I have been talking about it a lot. And the conversations have been really super interesting, but those conversations build up over time. So if you think about your content as a conversational topic and a conversational piece that you want to develop and find out more, like if you were talking with someone about it, you wouldn't necessarily go, hey, let's talk about AI and let's go and then talk about writing emails. It gets very, very jerky and very confusing. So let's stick to one topic and make it last longer. You can say the same things over and again in different formats, and that's where AI can help. You can use it to, you can ask it, give it the content theme, and then say, create me content for a LinkedIn post, a reel, a email, a blog post. You can give it what you need, and it will help flesh out some of those ideas. That will help keep your content consistent, relevant, and fresh with your voice in it too. But it means that it will do the legwork for you, so you don't have to. So you don't have to keep coming up with different posts in different places. And the other great thing is you can tailor your content to the different channels a lot easier. Because sometimes what we write on LinkedIn is not going to work on Instagram, and it's not going to work on Facebook. I don't ever copy and paste the same things exactly from one channel to the next. I have never done that because it doesn't work. I will tweak it and I will use it in different formats slightly, but it doesn't take me long to do. It really doesn't. I have to keep it concise because I just don't have the time like you. So think about how you can use AI to help speed up that process and create that consistency. My voice keeps kind of waving is because it's absolutely cats and dogs out there with thunder and lightning. Not that the garden doesn't need it because we're in a hosepipe band where I am, but it's absolutely throwing it down and it's completely mesmerising and distracting, which is no good if you're on a podcast, and thankfully you can't actually hear how loud it is, which you can downstairs in my house. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the weather, but it is a great small talk piece of content that you can use. So, I put it on my stories today if you're interested about whether people like thunder or lightning, because that's how large we're going on the weather here. The last thing when it comes to thinking about how I use AI and how I use it to shortcut my content creation, I always use AI so it doesn't lose my tone of voice. I don't do the generic bland stuff. I don't copy and paste and do the lazy way. It's not going to work. It's really not. Generic stuff might seem like you've just done a tick box exercise, right? Copy and paste, done, right? Don't need to worry about it. It's not going to work. It doesn't mean you can't use AI, and it doesn't mean that your posts can't also show that you have used AI. I'm not saying that either. But if you're just copying and pasting, you're wasting time. You might as well not do it because your content won't convert, because people are buying from you, not ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever your favorite channel is at the moment. It needs to be a tool that supports your content creation, not replaces you. You're the only one that can speak in your tone of voice. So absolutely teach it. Teach it your voice. Teach it how you speak. We're in the age of voice noting. It seems to be the trend these days. But you can actually voice note and teach it your voice, talk through some styles of how you speak so it can understand your tone and how you come across. Like, I tell it words like, I am very direct. I am quite straight talking. My style is action focused. I don't want to waffle, although I do. But when it comes to my content, it is more about being really direct and focused. And I'm not using AI to replace. AI is definitely that first draft. It is that starter for 10. It's more about it learning and me using it to help. Sometimes you have to go backwards and forwards a couple of times with AI when you're kind of using it to polish stuff up or to sort it out or to tidy it up. And when you actually you do have to check it. Do make sure you edit it. It's really super important. So that's how you can absolutely use AI. You can teach it your voice. You can teach it about your clients, and you can also use it as that support tool to create your content. That is exactly how I use it every single week. I am using it every day. There is so much you can do with AI beyond the business stuff as well. Like, I'll give you an example. So one of my husband's friends was trying to cut a tree, and he asked AI to give him a shape suggestion, which basically said, create a beautifully round ball. And he did that. He actually did a pretty good job. We're very impressed with him. Then we asked AI to critique said work, and it came back with some suggestions of how we could do it better. So there's lots of things you can do with AI that can help you. This isn't necessarily a content tip for you, but you can absolutely use AI in that way. Of if you've created some content and you're not sure what you think, it can help you with the feedback. It can give you, I often ask, is this really going to resonate with my ideal client? Are they going to get what I'm talking about? And that's how AI can be really effective. You can use it to really sense check what you're doing. And I can be really challenging about it. And also, it can help with the research side of it. I'm just going to throw that in there, but just make sure you check those sources. Go through the things that it comes back with, because sometimes they aren't always correct or current, particularly if website data is outdated. So definitely always check that. So that's how I use AI to shortcut my content creation every week. I keep my plans simple. It knows my voice. I spent time teaching it, and I use content on the repeat that it cranks out different versions of the same thing to make my life easier. And if you want to know more about this, do come and join that free challenge. The link will be in the show notes, or just come and find me on social media. AI to Authentic, Content That Converts, which starts on Tuesday for 4 days, Tuesday the 29th of July until Friday the 1st of August. I would absolutely 100% love to see you there. Okay, wonderful people. I'll be back again next week with another episode of the Creative Content Club podcast. I will see you all again soon. Thank you for listening to the Creative Content Club podcast with me, Naomi Rose. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this podcast a review. If this episode gave you clarity or sparked a new idea, I'd really appreciate it if you could share it with someone else who would find it useful. If you haven't already, give me a follow on Instagram and come and connect with me on LinkedIn. And finally, don't forget to check out the show notes to take my quiz to find out exactly why your content isn't converting into clients. Thanks again for listening, and I'll be back again next week with another episode.